Okay, here we go. So using artificial intelligence with the SE5 Pro software. So what we've done is we have integrated this right into the software, as you'll see. In my first presentation, I was using ChatGPT and then making a program, and that is how we would move it into the software. So now we've fully integrated this into the Pro software. So to do that, you will get a link right after this presentation. I will send out an email with a link and you will download it. And once it is downloaded, you will see in your download file this little link here. It's called IDF Software Setup. And it will not erase any of your data. You don't have to worry about that. You just need to double click on it. It's really simple. And normally it'll say something like this because we're not registered with Microsoft. We like to stay outside of their system. So you'll get something that says your Windows protected your PC from this possible risk. Go ahead and click on more info. And then a little button will come up that'll say run anyway. Yeah, so you can go ahead and do that. And then the actual little setup file here on the left will show up and you just click update and it will say your software has been updated. Yeah, that's all there is to it. And then, of course, your software has to be closed first. And if it was open, it'll tell you that. But make sure you've closed your software before you start. All right. So everything else is normal. I'm not going to teach you how to use the software, in terms of the basic uses of the software, because we've got lots of videos on that. But so once you have a session started, we have a new button here that's called AI Assist. Yeah, and you click on that button. And then, oh, that got backwards anyway. So create a new session. Got those slides backwards. So this one's supposed to be after that. So create a new session and then go to the AI Assist. Then up comes a little dialog box here. And I'm going to put this over here. And you'll need to register to be able to use the AI. So you will not have an account yet. So you click on I don't have an account. And put in your email address and send yourself a code. Okay. So you have to get a registration code before you can move forward. So it'll send you a code. It'll go to your email and you'll get a message saying we've sent you a verification code to this email. Check your email and let me put this down. And then find your code and don't use my code. Don't use this code. But you'll get a code in your email just like this. Copy this or type it in to this little spot right here and then click on verified code. Yeah. All right. That is awesome. Then it'll take you back to this page where you have to put in a password. So make sure you've got at least 8 characters and have at least one of these special character types. Like kind of normal these days. Yeah. Make a good, strong password and then click complete registration. Okay. All right. Registration was successful. Please log in with the new credentials. So after you've completed registration, you'll get this little message, and that means everything's a-okay. So then when you go to your AI assistant, you will log in with your email address that you just set up with the password you just created, and you click on login. Now it goes to step 2, which is you'll need to subscribe to the AI function. It's basically ChatGPT on the back end, and it costs $29.95 for a month for 30 days to use this. And so you click on subscribe, and then it'll take you to a web page like this. where you just put in your information and it'll say subscription successful. Now, once you have done this and you've subscribed, then you have to activate your subscription. So it'll know already that you've activated it. You will need to restore this and start over. So make sure that you've gotten this activated button clicked, and then it'll show you that your subscription is active for 30 days, and that counts down. You'll see mine's a couple days less. Okay, now we're ready to start using it, and this is where it gets really fun. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, okay. So I see that all these windows are covered at the bottom from. I wonder if there's any other way to do this. Ah, there we go. I just found a way to turn off all the photos. We don't need all those right now. Okay, so so once it's active, you'll see this, and you can start a new request. Now we've put this into different categories. What I've been doing is I've been training AI for the last few months for radionics, for what we do. And so so if you're going to do health-related things, and you would click on something health-related, agriculture will take you in a different direction, and business will take you in another direction. But we've also got for any other type of session. So if there's something that's outside of the kind of norm of health, agriculture, and business, just click on any other type of session, and you can put in whatever you want. It'll guide you wherever you're going to go. Okay, there's also a cancel button if you want to cancel your subscription. You just click on that subscription button down at the bottom, and it will give you an opportunity to then cancel if you want to, the automatic renewal. It'll still be good for that month, but at the end of that month, it will cancel your subscription. I see that there's some chat messages. No, you can't use your ChatGTP. This is integrated on the back end of ours, and it doesn't work with ChatGTP. Okay, let me explain this. OpenAI is the engine. Okay, OpenAI is the engine. Actually, we're using OpenAI. We're not using ChatGTP. OpenAI is the engine that makes all of this happen, and ChatGTP is a bot. It's an interface to be able to talk to OpenAI. Okay, that's one interface. And we've built our own interface because we want it to be focused on radionics. So we've built the front end like ChatGTP. We've built our own ChatGTP. It's not called ChatGTP. I shouldn't have said we're using ChatGTP because we're not actually using Chat. We're using OpenAI, and OpenAI is the back end. And to be able to use OpenAI, it costs money on our back end. Every time you make a request, I have to have money in there that then uses up that credit for every single token. They're called tokens. So every time you type in a command or a question or whatever, and it gives us responses, it uses up tokens. Now, I'm assuming that we will not use over $30 a month, that each individual will not use over $30 a month. I'm hoping that that's the case. If it turns out that everybody's using more than $30 within a month to do this, we might have to raise it by $3, whatever. I'll monitor that, but I don't think so. I've been using it myself, and using it a lot to see how much it uses up, and I think we're fine with $29.95. Okay, so anyway, you can cancel your subscription at any time, and it will finish out those 30 days, and then it just won't renew. Okay, so I'm going to give you just an example, and then I'll actually go through an actual session live. I'll do some things. So you start a new request. In this one, I did agricultural related session. And I made a statement here, my broccoli plants are not fully coming to fruit in my greenhouse. Okay, that was my problem. So you come up with a problem. And it came back with, it sounds like you're experiencing issues with your broccoli plants not producing fully. Wow, so smart. When you're ready to explore this, press generate tunings. Now we've adjusted this a little bit since then, but I didn't want to just go and generate tunings. I want to actually explore this a little bit. So I want to ask more questions, but at any time you're ready, even if you just put in this, you can generate tunings, it'll come up with some stuff. But I want to go deeper than that. So I came back with them, well, how can I get them to grow better? And it came back with a bunch of different suggestions, which is nice. Temperature control, lighting, watering, the soil quality, spacing, pest control, fertilization, things like that. Okay. Now, the good thing about this, like I said, it'll give you information, more information to think about, especially in the health field. Unless you're, a trained doctor, like I'm not, medical doctor, then it was very helpful. It's been very helpful to give me ideas, and I can ask questions, and it comes up with deeper things that I wouldn't know about or think about. So I asked a question, well, what nutrients would be good in the soil? To ensure your broccoli plants receive the necessary nutrients, consider incorporating the following into your soil. Okay, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, etc. Micronutrients. Okay, so listen to what they say. It's good information. Regularly testing your soil will help you understand its nutrient content and deficiencies, allowing you to amend it accordingly. When you're ready, create a session, generate tunings button. Okay. Okay. But so what I did was I went ahead and generated some tunings and I measured some, but then I realized that I was lacking in potassium, and that was not in my session. So I wanted to have specifically an extra tuning in there for potassium. So I said, okay, it seems that my soil is lacking in potassium. Add this to the tunings when generating a radionic session. Okay, it'll do whatever you want it to. It sounds like you need to address the potassium deficiency in your soil for your broccoli plants. When you're ready, press generate tunings. So I did, but I wanted to have an analysis first. You see, I can also do what's called an AI analysis first. And this is also very good in the health field. It'll give you an overall picture of what's going on. So this is my overall analysis before I add the tunings to my session, right? So after I did my analysis, I clicked on generate tunings, and it came up with balancing potassium because I asked it to do that, and then a whole bunch of other things that were related. And then I added them to my session, and they put them right into the session. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to measure. I don't know if you can see that, because I can't see it. Maybe I can make it smaller. Did that help? I'm not sure what I have down here. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, okay. So for more info, click on show notes. So down here, what's really nice about this AI is that we've added in the ability for it to tell you why it chose particular tunings, right? So you can click on show notes and it will add in this information, which is very helpful. This is super helpful when working with clients, especially on health issues, because in the report, it'll show the tunings, and you may have noticed that these are all positive tunings. we decided after a lot of experimentation, I worked on this, that for AI, we're just going to make positive tunings. Okay. Especially with your clients, this is very client friendly, because it shows them where you want to go and doesn't bring up a bunch of things like, tuberculosis and cancer and all these other things that are all highlighted in red. So it's very, it'll say, well, you'll see, um, it'll say things like improve immunity against cancer or something like that. I'm making that up, but it'll be a positive statement. And so then what you want to do is, for more accuracy, is to go through and measure each one of these tunings in your session. And then if it's already 100, you could delete that. For example, with this one, calcium supplementation, not necessary. So I would just delete that tuning from the list and maximize sunlight exposure for better growth. Here in Bali, we don't need to maximize sunlight exposure. So those were already 100, and so I could just delete them. Yeah. And then this is what I was saying, that the sessions are very client friendly at the tuning level because they're all positive. And so you can print your report, and you can even go to the, like, I know I've said this many times before. If I do a client session for health things, if I were to do that, I usually do a reporting level on just the overall headlines, not every individual tuning, depending on what the session came out. But you don't want to freak people out with a bunch of bad words. So this is kind of nice. It's very positive. So you could go to the tuning level and share that with your clients. Okay, so I came up with another idea. Now we want to just go off in, what about a different direction, right? What about a sick car? Nothing related to health or agriculture or business. Okay, my car is not running well. Sorry to hear it. How long's it been happening? No, I didn't get a warning light, but it's idling kind of roughly. And it stalls occasionally. Okay, thank you for the different additional information. It could be several issues. How long has this been going on? It just started about 1 month ago. Okay, here are a few more questions. So you can answer all of these questions. And I didn't do all of that for this one because I just wanted to give it a little bit of information and make a session out of it for the demonstration. So then I wrote, seems to stall when it's cold. Okay, so then I clicked on create a session and added them to my tunings into my session, and it created all the tunings that I would need to balance my car. So it's not limited to just your health or agriculture or business. You can do whatever you want in it. Okay, there's another chat here. Let's see what this is. Can AI assess the value deficiency in a particular mineral? No, it can't. It can't. It can give you. Here, I'm going to go ahead and stop my share. It can give you the things that you want to measure, and then you can measure them, right? AI doesn't have any way of measuring anything. It's just giving feedback information of what would be good for you to measure. So, does that make sense? Okay. All right. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask them down there. Or if you want to raise your hand and turn on your mic or whatever, then we can do it live as well. But let's get questions out of the way, and then I can dive in and show you guys live. Okay. Any questions, or they're just totally like, yeah, I get it. Wow, okay. I must have done a pretty good job explaining it then. Awesome. Okay. Oh, there's one. We get it. Okay, super job. Then I will share my screen again, and I'll just do a quick overview of this. And let me close this and reopen it, see if it can turn on my, it should turn. I want to get my PSD turned on because I turned it off for the presentation. Okay, so this is my session. And just like in the presentation, I'm going to go to AI Assist. And normally you will log in up here. If you've closed your software, it will ask you to just log in. That's it, once you've registered. Okay, so I'm going to start a new request. We'll try a health related session. And so it gives you, you don't have to say create a session or anything like that, like I did in the original. With ChatGPT, it doesn't really know anything, but this already knows what we're doing. Like we've trained this to, and just so you know, part of the reason I did this this way rather than originally I was in ChatGPT and it would make a session and we'd copy and paste it. It's not just for convenience. So when we're outside of ChatGPT, we are in our own system, and this information goes through our server only, right? So it's locked in. It's not in the general AI stuff. So anything you ask in here is not being recorded. Um, how do we do that? We do that by when you ask a question, we actually copy that question and feed that into OpenAI, and it comes up with responses. And then we take that information and we roll that back in to OpenAI. So the entire conversation is locked in through our server. And when that's gone, it's gone. Like it doesn't keep any information. So your next question starts fresh, and there's not a continuation. Like in ChatGPT, they keep all the conversations. I don't know if you've noticed this, but on the left side, you'll see all of your conversations, and they record everything, and we record nothing. There's nothing saved. Um, and that's for security purposes on our side, being the sensitive subject that we're dealing with here. Okay, so I'm going to do a health complaint. Let's see. Okay, this is the one. One of the questions you're going to have, I'm sure, is does this actually do anything? So Ilona got the flu, and I was working on her, and then I came down with it, and I had it for what I think 3 days, where I actually was in bed. I mean, this was a knockdown flu. It's going around, by the way. And I'm sure you guys have already encountered this with people, but I think it's a designer one. I'm pretty sure this is a designer virus. Um, Grant's asking about DeepSeek. We looked into all of them, and they really didn't. I don't know about all of them. We looked into about 10 different AIs. They were not very friendly for integration. And so coding all this took 2 months. So yeah, we're not going to go back and recode for another a different type of AI. But yes, we did look into DeepSeek as well. Okay. So anyway, so I was not even able to get out of bed to work on myself for 3 days. I mean, it was like I was flat. And on the third day in the afternoon, I drugged myself out of bed, got to my SE5, and I was even too out of it to make a session. So I just used AI, and I did a little bit deeper AI session, which I'll show you guys how to do as well, than just a general analysis and create tunings. And I put that on, and the next day I woke up and like totally normal. I mean, like totally normal. I'm going, wow, this is amazing. So yeah, it does work. And I think I might have thrown in, I think I threw in that extra tuning that Dr. May had given me for this new designer pneumonovirus kind of thing or something, which she can share in the chat with you guys. I added that one into the overall AI, if I remember right. Might have been the next day afterwards, just to make sure, but I did put it in eventually. Okay, so let's just say flu aftermath. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so now it's going to actually guide you through some specific things. Okay, flu aftermath, we'll just say, okay, there's a cough, let's say cough and fatigue, usual symptoms of flu aftermath. How long? Let's say, it's still going on for a week afterwards or something, right? Um, no, let's just say it was staying the same. That's the problem, right? It wasn't getting better. Have you experienced any other symptoms? No. Have you been able to rest? We'll say yes. Lots of rest and water. Okay. Um, physical activity. Let's see that physical activity makes it worse. Um, I don't know. Just make something up. Let's just say it's a dry cough. Yeah. Have you tried treatments? Mm, no, most people don't do anything. Maybe some cough syrup or something. Have you changed any sleep patterns? Sleeping well. Okay. So it will stop after a couple more, but it might be even enough by now. Okay, it's already got enough information. And so then we can do an AI analysis. If you want, you don't have to do the AI analysis. Just gives you feedback. This is based on the symptoms. A persistent dry cough after recovery from the flu may indicate your respiratory system is irritated or recovering. It could be due to past post-viral cough syndrome, which can occur. And then it just goes through and gives you some stuff. Then I'm ready to generate tunings. Okay, it takes a little while, but it'll get there. I've also noticed that some days are faster than others. There we go. Okay, so it put up some for cough relief, fatigue reduction, respiratory health, immune system support. So let's say, and then it goes through some different modes, like we've got color therapy, we've got some chakras, meridian support, and then a bunch of different herbs and vitamins, even some gemstones, which is nice. And then organ support and some chiropractic, some polarity therapy. So it's kind of going through and it's going to even some frequencies like 528, 432, 396, some solfeggio frequencies. It's pretty good. So like I said, we've been training this to go down certain pathways to create a session. Now I'm going to go ahead and add those tunings to my session. But let's say I want to keep going. It's like, well, that's pretty good, but I want a little bit more information. So you click over here on continue intake and say, also include some, I don't know if it had it in. Let's think of something. No, some tunings for headache. Yeah. And it'll probably ask some more questions. Most. And then you can, okay. Oh, it didn't. Okay, that's cool. So now we can generate tunings again, and then it'll add on what you asked it for and come up with some other things that are related, which is nice. So I know that when I did this for myself, I had, okay, where's my headaches? Let's see, headache. So it added in some tunings there to eliminate the headache. Okay. And basically just update. But you can add in other things of what you want. And then you can add that to the session and you close it. And then you've got all these tunings in here. And like I said, if you want to show the notes, which is very helpful,